And welcome back on Take Action News. This is Daniel Marins joining you on this Saturday, March the 2nd. Big shout out to all our listeners and viewers watching us live on takeactionnews.com, our YouTube stream, or listening to us in Chicago, Columbus, Grand Rapids, parts of Oklahoma, Washington, D.C. area, and across the country. Joining us now is one of the conservative movements in this country's young, new leaders, Francesca Chambers. She's the editor of Red Alert Politics. You can follow Francesca on Twitter at @Fran_Chambers and follow Red Alert Politics at Red Alert. Francesca, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, CPAC, Conservative Political Action Conference. Big news item, and it's coming up in what, a week?
Yeah, a week and a half roughly, but it's soon.
I'm sorry, I just didn't. It's not at the top of my calendar yet. I'm a very eager CPAC attendee. But they decided not to invite the most popular Republican in the country, Governor Christie. And the organizers claim that they're not sure about his position on gun control. Some people are claiming that perhaps he embraced President Obama physically a little bit too much during the Hurricane Sandy recovery. And of course, there's the matter of him accepting now federal funding for the Medicaid expansion under the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. This seems to me like just a classic mistake of the Republican Party, pushing someone out, closing in the tent. How are they ever going to reach young people when they're rejecting moderates like Christie, Francesca?
Well, to be fair to the organizers of CPAC, I can certainly see their argument about him not being conservative enough, because this is not a conference for the Republican Party. This isn't something that the RNC leads or anything like that, even though the RNC chair traditionally speaks at it. This is something for movement conservatives, and they wouldn't consider him a movement conservative. And I don't think Christie would consider himself a movement conservative, to be quite honest with you. So I can see from that standpoint why they kept him out. However, to say that, he doesn't have a future in the Republican Party, and that's the reason why, that doesn't make a lot of sense considering they have Mitt Romney speaking, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a lot of, future in the Republican Party or the conservative movement either at this point.
Okay, that's actually a pretty interesting explanation, because, as someone who I consider myself a progressive, I often resent the idea that Democrats take progressives for granted and that we're not seen as an independent movement. That, it's sometimes helpful to distance yourself a little bit like that.